Hey lovelies, it is Susie Ashworth here, Mind Shifter Messaging Mentor, and I'm coming at you from Vegas day 2. Right, I am not gonna lie, today has been, it's been harsh. I do not do the hedonistic drinking Jack Daniels and Coke till 1 o'clock in the morning lifestyle anymore, and so it's taken its toll on me. I had a headache for about 12 hours today, and I've just got out of the shower and I'm ready to go again. I'm going to show you my outfit in a minute. It's the first time all day that I have felt pretty normal-ish. So I am not convinced that I'm going to be here tomorrow, but I am here right now, and I wanted to share with you. So our hosts for the 4 days, Jess and Tim, they arranged for our group to do an activity today. So we went to a shooting range and we ate burgers and we shot bullets. Oh my God. I have never held a gun. I probably never will do again. The whole experience was pretty scary and pretty intense, but it was definitely part of the Vegas thing. And what I want to share with you actually is from the guy who picked us up and was our tour manager for the day. His name was Rick. He is 3rd generation Las Vegas, which is very, very rare. He told us 3 or 4 times. And really, it was listening to him talk, pitch, educate us right throughout I think it probably took about an hour and a half to get to the range, and listening to him tell his story whilst all the while building authority, credibility, and really just his positioning of himself, and why we were lucky to be on the tour, I thought was amazing. Are Rick and I destined to be best friends? No, but that kind of isn't the point. What was really interesting to me is that he knew his value and he did not give a shit about what any of us thought of him. He intrinsically knows his worth, and he told us about his value in the shape of his life story. So he told us what his great-grandfather did, what his grandfather did, what his wife does, what his kids do, in a very, everything had a point, and every story had a message and an intention behind sharing it with us. And whilst I like to think that when I'm sharing my stories, I'm slightly more relaxed than old Rick, because Rick was ex-military, and so we spoke very much like an ex-military guy. But he told us these amazing stories about his background and about his family's background. And this is what I teach and share on the Limitless Life Experience, that are unique selling points and the things that made the whole experience today really, really unique. And the reason why I will remember the whole experience is because of the stories he told us before we got to the range. And the way that he spoke about what we were going to do, he really talked about it being an opportunity. And he made us feel like and he talked about the competition, and he said, the competition does not exist to us, and this is why. Because you're here with me, and this is my background, and this is my experience. And what you're going to do today, you can't do with anybody else. You're only doing this with us. This is why we are going to Arizona, and we're leaving Las Vegas. We're leaving Las Vegas, so that you can have this opportunity to experience this. And I just thought, wow. So many of my clients, and even me sometimes, feel uncomfortable about telling people exactly why what we do is so valuable. We feel hesitant because we don't want to come across as arrogant, we don't want to come across as egotistical, we don't want to come across like we think that we are better than other people because we have shame around the fact that we don't want people to think that we're big-headed. And it was amazing, and I really understood the importance of us respecting his experience and his stories, and why they were all, even his stories about his great-grandfather, why it was all relevant to him and building that trust, credibility and authority with us as the tour group. And so those two things, knowing your value and using your story, hugely important. And then the last thing, on the way back, he because he spoke solidly for an hour and a half the whole time we were driving. He had this little microphone on, and it was really, it was massively interesting, but it was also quite intense. On the way back, he was quiet for a lot of it, except for the end, except for the pitch. And what was interesting is, before he went into the pitch, he talked about the value that we'd had in the day. He talked about the intention that he had set for us and shared with us when we got into the van. And he asked us, had he met and exceeded the intention? To which we all said yes. And then he gave a little bit more value, a little bit more history about the area, and he really talked up us as Brits. So he really knew who his audience was and really gave us some really relevant stories around Britons spending money in Las Vegas, which all kind of pumped us up and made us feel good. And then he said, you have just experienced a little piece of the military, however he positioned it. You've experienced a little piece. If you want to come back, and if you are interested in blowing up a tank or blowing up a taxi and this and that and going out of an airplane and then I can handle that for you. And I can handle that for you. He said it about 6 times. I can handle that for you. I can handle that for you. I can handle that for you. And what he did is he gradually just increased the value of the package that he was talking through. So obviously he didn't talk about money, but he just said 6 or 7 times, if you're coming back and you want an even bigger, an even better, even more American, even more military experience, then I'm the person who can handle that for you. Straight in, fully upsell, no shame in his game. Really valuable lessons. Know when you start working with somebody, what is the next logical step for them to take when they've finished, and do not be afraid to tell them what that next logical step is. So many beautiful lessons from Rick today. Right, my lovelies, I hope that this has been useful and interesting, because it was for me. I'm going to hop off now, but before I go, I'm going to show you tonight's outfit. I was going to go gold, but we're going to a day club on Saturday, so I'm going to save the gold for tomorrow. But look at this little beauty. In fact, maybe the best thing to do is I wanted to show you in the mirror, but you can't see. It's kind of relaxed, slouchy, t-shirty type sequiny thing. I'm feeling hot to trot. There we go. There we go. Nice angle for you. Yeah, we're doing Vegas. Right, lovelies, I will see you probably not tomorrow when I get back. Right, laters.